Hello, everyone. Hi, my name is Alejandra, and I am an audio developer at QUBIQ. This is my first time here at the audio experience presenting, so I am very excited to be with all of you. Thank you for coming to my talk, in which I will show you how we've made audio feel even faster, just with the help of a tool called Redis. So I'd like to start with a common scenario that for sure will sound familiar to some of you. We had a new client that came to us asking how they could improve their website performance. It was an e-commerce, and they were starting to get some traction and some orders, and their experience was overall successful in terms of functionality. However, not so much in terms of speed. So the first thing that we noticed while analyzing the code was that they were using a third-party theme, which was optimized for a big number of features, but like we said, not for speed. It had a lot of lines of code. It had also a few custom widgets that were not being used and that were necessary. So it was difficult to speed up the website. It was also using hacky methods to communicate with the backend. So we knew we needed to do something about this. Now, at QUBIQ, one of our golden rules is to always revise the code whenever a client just asks us to just install a third-party module. We like to review carefully the code, be always very skeptical. And this was actually a friendly reminder for us to not only check this when we are just checking backend modules, but also website themes, because it could really ruin your website performance. So going back to this theme, we had the complex theme, and on top of it, we had a few customizations, and also a production environment that could not stop. So we needed to find a solution for our client, and we needed to find it soon enough. So when we started digging deep into the code, we realized that unfortunately we weren't going to be able to just get rid of the theme and rewrite the whole thing from scratch, because we didn't have that time. And it was going to be too risky from the business standpoint. So then we decided to check what was making this theme so slow. We started profiling the website, the calls being made to the database whenever we were trying to just render a template. We used Odoo's profiler for this, and we realized that all the heavy computations and queries that we had to make to just load the same piece of semi-static data over and over again was just making it too slow. So that's when we thought about caching. Now, of course, we know that in the long term, we would have to just get rid of that technical debt that theme gave us, and optimize the overall performance of the website without this. But at that time, we couldn't, so we decided to reach compromise. We would optimize the most repeated function calls, but only those, and then we would apply cache in order to speed up the website rendering process. So at first, we were investigating Odoo's T-cache directive, and well, it was indeed useful. It didn't help us at that specific time because this cache is per worker, and it's also short-lived. And we couldn't establish any custom logic to a big text cache, which was really important for us at the time. So this is when we thought about Redis. If you're not familiar with it, Redis is basically an in-memory cache. And when we say in memory, we mean that it literally lives in the RAM memory. So, of course, it makes it faster, but it also makes it more volatile. So we cannot use it as a permanent way to store our data, but rather as a data buffer. Redis is open source. It has a free option, and it also had a premium or paid option, but we've always used the free one, and it's been more than enough. You can also deploy it anywhere, so on your server, on Docker, anywhere. And everything is saved and set and scanned by key. Also, you can set automatical expiration times, or you can refresh this cache dynamically following your business logic. And what we did in our project was just building a simple connector so Odoo could talk to Redis seamlessly without interrupting or disturbing any of the business workflow. So we got speed, flexibility, and full control over how fresh our data needed to be. But still, why is it so fast? Why is faster than just regular database? So you can see here a pyramid with all the different memories that we have available. At the top of the pyramid, we have the fastest memories, but as well the less persistent and smaller memories. And at the bottom of the pyramid, we have the biggest memories, the most persistent one, but as well the slowest ones. So as you can see, Redis lives in RAM, which is above on the pyramid of its regular SSD memory. Redis also uses one thread, and a smart way to manage many client connections at once. It's called I/O multiplexing. So basically, instead of creating one thread for every client, Redis can use just one thread and watch multiple connections at the same time, but only serves and respond when one is ready. Sorry. So this way, it can handle multiple users without slowing down. It also uses optimized low-level data structures, and you can see here all of them, but they go from strings, bitmaps, hashes, and even just spatial indexes. So ready to be used. So we decided we were going to use the cache side strategy for applying our cache into our website. This strategy is commonly used in e-commerces and mainly any website where everything is read many times more than it's written. So basically, what we would do is we would always try to get our data from the cache. If we have it available, we will return it straight away. However, if we don't have this cache ready, we will then go to the database and get the data. But instead of just returning it, we will save it into cache. So the next time that we want to use it, we have it available for us. Going back to our website, what we did is we basically cached the render function in Odoo. If you're not familiar with it, it basically returns the HTML ready to be served to the client with all the heavy computations and queries already compiled. So the first time, Odoo will render it as normal. It will do all the computations, and it will take the time that it needs to take. But then, instead of just throwing all of that work away, we would save the bits of HTML that don't change as often into our data. So the next time another client tries to render the same piece of semi-static data, we can just return it straight away and save all of that time that we would have to take to do all the computations just by saving it in Redis. With this, actually, when something important changes, we can delete this cache. But if something that's not that important, or actually that doesn't change as often, we could keep the cache instead of throwing it away. For example, a product picture. If that happens, we would rather keep the cache longer and have speed rather than full accuracy. But if something like a price or a website published status changes, then we will make sure that we delete the cache so the next user gets the most updated version. By this, we managed to get our homepage to go from 1.92 seconds to 0.79 seconds to load, which was huge. But we also managed to get our product listing page to go from 4.83 seconds to load to 0.76 seconds, which basically meant an improvement in our website performance of 71.54%. But yeah, we can cache HTML, and this is great, but Redis can solve other issues and more complex problems that we could have. We could use it, for example, as a traffic light. So basically, imagine a distributed system with multiple nodes, all of them serving the same sets of clients. Now, with Redis, we can implement a common lock mechanism. So whenever there's a request coming, we could block that resource, so the light goes red. And this will mean there's a process going on, we cannot touch this resource, wait until it's finished. So once it's finished, we can turn the light green. This means the process is finished, the next booking can come in. And this is much more efficient than a database field, and it makes sure that multiple systems can interact and without having any double bookings, race conditions, or basically any chaos when updating a field. But like we said, there's many more usages. We could use Redis as a job queue. We could use it as an authentication key storage, or basically any storage to store any field or data that takes a long time to compute, but that doesn't change often. And now, if you find this interesting and you would like to maybe apply it to your projects, we would recommend the things that work the best for us, which was always caching static or semi-static data. Also, setting sensible TTLs, or automatic expiration times, and always monitoring your cache hit ratio and your memory usage. You can use, put it there, you can use Redis CLI or Redis Insight for that, which is the official Redis GUI. And our don'ts is do not cache frequently written data. Don't forget to clear cache after big updates. And of course, don't expect this to fix your inefficient code. Just try to find the balance and try to make the most out of it. That was it. Thank you for being here. I hope you found it useful. And if you would like to ask a question, I'd be more than happy to answer them. A ver.
Okay, so
I think I'm. No, it's not.
Test. It's working. Okay. So first question: do you clear cache manually or automatically?
We do both. We clear cache manually when we see that something that is important changes, like when we see that a product that we are displaying on our website changes its price, we will then clear the cache manually. However, for things like pictures or anything that's even more static, we will just set automatic expiration times.
So can you tell a bit more about using Redis as a job queue? How does it work with Odoo job queue?
Well, it will go separately with to Odoo's job queue. But basically, it's storing all the processes that you have to then do into Redis, so you have it there, and you can then start reading them straight away without having your database interfering.
Why does reading from Redis a lot faster than SQL database? Is it closer to the backend? Don't you have the same problem of transferring the data?
No, it's because Redis lives in the RAM memory, and it's just faster than regular SSD storage. I'm not. I would have to check more deeper why exactly, but it's just how this memory works.
Is Redis deployable without changing Odoo code? How do you need to change the code to make use of Redis?
What we did in our in this project was we created a connector, which is basically an API. So Odoo can talk to Redis seamlessly, and then add in a field, a Boolean field, in our template model. So the user just had to press that Boolean field. That will mean that's a template that we will cache. And then the render function of Odoo, like I said, we inherited this function. So we first try to get the HTML from Redis. If we have it, we return it, and it's safe to do. And if not, we will just try and get it from the database. So it is. I don't mind if you would like to see the module after this talk. You can come talk to me, and I can show you how we've done it. So it's a bit more clear, probably seeing it in person, seeing the code.
Can the result of JS functions be cached with Redis?
I'm not sure actually. We've never done it because we literally just cached the whole template, so we didn't need to cache the JavaScript. But it's something that perhaps could be done. I'm not sure. We will. I would have to look into it more.
As a QA specialist from Croatia, will Redis help me to test less?
Well, Redis is basically a cache, so it will help you having your information faster. But that's it. I don't think it will have to necessarily help you testing less.
This Redis module is open source and available to use?
It's not. It's private as for now, but we are open to share it. So if you want to get my contact, I might be able to send it to you. But as for now, it is private.
Also, someone asking to leave the link to the code and presentation here or somewhere else.
Where is there?
Leave a link to the code and presentation.
The link to the presentation, I don't have a link for it. Yeah, because it's not live. It's a HTML. I downloaded it, but if you want to maybe send me an email, I can send it to you, to whoever needs the presentation.
How did you hook Odoo frontend or backend to use Redis, and in cache miss, redirect it to Odoo database?
Sorry, where is it?
This one.
How did you hook Odoo frontend? So
question is not clear.
No, it's fine. Yeah. So basically, the render function of Odoo just returns the HTML, just ready to be used. What we did is, whenever we have it in cache, instead of processing it, we will get it from cache and return it. So that's basically how we hooked the caching process.
And the last question, could it be interesting even if we do not have website, but just for Odoo?
Yeah. It's basically the magic behind it is that you can use it on anywhere where you have data that you are constantly accessing but not changing. So you could apply it to anywhere in Odoo really. as long as it's not something that, like we said, you need 100% of the time up to date. Like I wouldn't maybe save into cache livestock information, because I want to have this fresh and just from my database. I don't want to rely on cache. But anything else that doesn't need to be that accurate, yes, you can definitely cache that. Okay. Well, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure, and I hope you found it useful. And yeah, send me an email if you need the presentation. I'm more than happy to share it with all of you. Thank you.